balanced life. So, let me carry on with the talk show for today. Today's talk show will be on balancing and purpose. How harmonizing in relationships and self-care can lead to a balanced life, which can help you understand your purpose in life. Um, so I have a quote from Josh Osenga here. Balance is a feeling derived from being whole and complete. It's a sense of harmony, and it is essential to maintaining quality in life and work. And I believe this quote to be very relevant to our session because as we talk about balance, we uh, we need to understand that balance is a value in life. It's a form of our mind that allows us to think clearly, allows us to be in harmony with our environment, our surroundings, and this maximizes our output. And this helps us to be very have a certain level of quality in our life, and it is something that most humans, actually all humans possess. It's a quality that all humans possess, but it takes a lot of skill and a lot of hard work to unlock that certain quality. So I have drawn a scale here, a scale of balance, and um, there are some things here that can maybe tip the scale and make you unbalanced. So on and these are responsibilities and weigh downs that our mind have on us. Some of them including personal duties, families, health, finance, school, work, and so on and so forth. So I've actually created a Mentimeter for you. Uh, I would like all of you to go inside and um, just type in what makes you most stressed or what makes you most unbalanced. We'll give you about 3 minutes for that. So yeah, so I'll just send the link onto. So I'll just send the link onto the Zoom chat as well. You can go in and just type in what makes you most unbalanced in life. Is it your finance? Is it your studies? Is it work life? Is it family? Is it health? What is it? So we have one here, studies. And we have responsible for other. So we have interpersonal relations, health, not having control. Here. Okay, we're still waiting for about 3 to 4 more members to put in their feedback. Okay, so thank you all for sharing your input on why you feel most stressed and what makes you most unbalanced. Now let's go back to our scale, and I'll show you another feature that I have drawn up. So this is a mind here, and I've categorized two different kinds of stress. We have home and personal stress, and we have external stress, right? So under home and personal stress, we have family, home, health, and our own personal emotions like not having control, and other emotions that can keep us off balanced. In the blue part of the mind, which is our external stress, we have work stress, pressure from office, pressure from businesses, studies, exam pressure to do well, and monetary stress. Those can cause a lot of work stress. And if you look carefully, you'll see a purple bridge in between. And that purple bridge in between is the link between these two. Something that helps us balance it, that connects the mind together to say we can do it. It's a balance. It's the scale that balances it. And that link in between is self-care, and that harmonizes our mind. So,
am I chef? Sorry, is a little bit noisy from where. Can you do something with this?
a little noisy from my side.
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's good now. It's good now. It's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. All right. Is it okay now?
Yes, it's okay now. Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So so the link of balance and being purposeful, right? So what happens when you're balanced? How does that help you help you to realize your purpose? So I've actually created a small acronym in the form of Moscow for you. So we have the first thing: when you're balanced, you have a sudden motivation to strive for a goal. When you're balanced, you overcome stress. You're able to overcome stress. You're able to set clear targets for yourself, and you're able to see a future. You're able to see a clear road ahead. Your thoughts are more organized, and you have the willpower to do things. So that's the benefits of having balance in your life. And when you have balance, purpose comes automatically. When you have balance in your life, the passion that drives you will automatically find its way to the purpose the life has set for you. Right? So now I'm going to show you the bridge between external stress and internal stress. Right? And there are some obstacles to this said balance that we have, which are stress, anger, and a hate for somebody that you don't like. And there are ways to overcome this. Very simple ways, very small, simple ways. Right? So that self-care, that purple bridge that I've shown you, is that very simple way to overcome this. Small actions can go a big way. A ripple is enough to cause a large wave. And like that, we will carry on into the values in care and relationships, right? It's how to demonstrate these values into our life. First off, we have the value of kindness. When we are kind, when we show mercy to one another, we often we tend to um, be kind-hearted ourselves. We tend to balance ourselves more. When we are unbalanced, the feelings of sadness and anger often release itself uncontrollably. And when we are kind, it slows it down. It slows down the anger and the unbalanced emotions that we have. Awareness of our surroundings, awareness of the people around us are also another value that we have in self-care and relationships. So those values allow us to build our own relationship, to care for another. Peace internally and peace externally is something very important. If we have peace, we have balance. So when we make peace with our friends and we make peace with our families, to show that we do not hate you, we are there for you, and that builds the relationship that you have with one another. And the last one that we have is it's in Latin. It's a bit confusing for all of you, but it stood out for me. It's called veritas equitas, and it means truth and justice. When you're true to yourself, when you're true to others, automatically it builds a level of self-care, and it builds a level of care that you have for others, respect that you have for others, that will maintain that balance you have for yourself. And equitas means justice. When you are just in your actions, when you're unbiased, when you remove that bias in you, you care for others, you see the bigger picture, and that leads to that leads to a lot of stronger relationships and stronger personal love for each other, right? Okay, so let me just go around the room and ask, what other values do you think that you possess that that may help you in balancing your life and finding your purpose? So let me just go to BLCOP. BLCOP, what other personal values do you think you have in yeah, so what other personal values do you think you have?
I think that another thing is mm, is showing
It's okay. Please take your
empathy.
time. Empathy. All right. Why do you
Empathy.
think empathy is a big part
Because
of
sometimes others may be having problems, so you need to understand that.
yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah. So
just that,
let me just yeah, all
and
right.
put yourselves in their own shoes.
Yeah. So let me just share with you a quick story and empathy. My brother and I, we have a lot of we get angry at each other a lot. So we fight with each other a lot, and sometimes it can really unbalance him because he can get very annoying. So, but sometimes I have to put myself in his shoes. How does he see me? And sometimes I try to just calm it down and laugh it out so that we can be balanced in the end. So empathy is also another great value. Thank you, BLCOP. Um, Let's go to Mr. SAHN. Mr. SAHN, what other value do you think will it benefit you? Okay, I see humor from DAV7991. Yes, humor is also another great way. Not a, it's a quality that helps to make things even. It makes things very calm and calms the sea when especially when there's a lot of rocky waves. Yeah. Mr. SAHN, are you able to speak? Okay, never mind. Let's go to one last member before um Miss RI13. Could you share one way that you think one personal value you believe to be very important to you?
It's communication. It's a open talk with a comfortable person will be more better to get a balance in our life. And yes.
Yeah. So communication is actually very important. Could you share one example of a communication that helped you to balance yourself in life, or a like yeah, an example of when you communicated well?
Mm. If you have a situation with a more happy, if we share with us with others, mm, if they are expecting that success as theirs, they will become they will become happy, and we also get happy. And if it's in a trouble, that person will give reliefs to us, and it will be more balanced to us.
Okay, thank you, Miss RI13. All right, maybe one last member since we didn't get Mr. SHN. Miss IN6, any personal values that you think you have that?
Hello, MISF, and good evening, everybody. Personal values which you've not already mentioned, maybe protectiveness. I am very protective of my loved ones. I try to I try to protect them at my own expense from pain or being hurt. I don't know how it helps the balance, but it is one thing one quality that I have.
Do you think that sometimes that protectiveness can lead to overprotectiveness and that can actually lead to paranoia and tip the scales of balance a lot?
Yes, I'm quite paranoid about my cat.
Ah.
I think that he will he'll go and get lost, or he will get into fights, that kind of thing. Yes. Yes, it can. But yes, as you said, it may not be the quality that adds to the balance in life, but it's something I don't think it's a bad quality though.
Yeah, it's not exactly a bad quality. It's something, it means it shows that you care. It's a
Yes.
caring quality.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, thank you, Miss INN6.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I see gratitude from Miss BCDF. Yes, gratitude is gratitude for the ones we love. Gratitude for ourselves, especially, is something that is very lacking nowadays, and it's a very important quality. Respect, and from Miss Lin91, I see respect ours and others' emotions. Yeah, that is also a very important quality. Thank you, Miss Lin. Thank you, all of you. Now we'll move on to the next part, which is how we can harmonize these how we can implement or make ourselves more balanced. So breathing exercises, putting on lotion, shampoo, and soap when we take a bath, taking a bath in hot water or cold water, whichever one you prefer, and eating healthy are some ways to promote self-care in our lives, right? So let me just go into detail of how each of this can prevent how each of these can how each of these can help us in our lives, right? So breathing exercises. When we wake up in the morning, after we make our bed, we sit outside. Me and my brother and sister, we sit outside every morning, and we look and we breathe for about a good 2 minutes. We take a deep breath, and we let out deep breath, and this actually helps us to start off the day on a good note. We are calm. Any bad dream that we've had, any bad feelings that we have, all washed away, or in this case, all breathed away, right? So it's a very important way to start the day. Putting on lotion, self-care items, shampoo and soap, taking a bath in hot water. All of these are ways to maintain our body. And when we maintain our body, it even though we may not like it at first, we may be very hesitant to do it first. When we keep doing it, eventually that feeling of self-care automatically blends within ourselves, right? Automatically goes into us. It becomes part of us, right? So that's what it does. And the last one, eating healthy. Yeah, it kind of, when we eat healthy, it's the same logic. We become strong. We take care of our body, and that way we uh become more aware about how we are, and automatically we start caring for ourselves more. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ask one person how they take care of themselves. So L001, how do you take care of yourself on an everyday basis?
By breathing normally.
How does, I mean, everyone breathes normally. How does breathing normally take care of your life?
Even
How do you take care of it? What else do you do? Breathing normal. Everyone breathes normally. I'm breathing normally right now. Everyone on this call is breathing normally right now. So what do you do differently that apart from these that you show self-care in, show self-care to yourself in?
take care of my hygiene.
Okay, how do you do that?
Brushing my teeth and showering every day.
Okay, so yeah, taking care of your hygiene is also a good way to start self-caring. And well, even going to sleep early at night, waking up early in the morning, or taking a few more hours to sleep is a good way to taking a nap in the afternoon is a good way to maintain self-care, right? So now we'll move on to relationships. So calling up relatives is a good way to maintain relatives, especially when you're living far away. Like my relatives are mostly overseas, so we call them up almost every night, and we call them up almost every night, and we talk to them, and we we find ways to communicate and express our days, and this helps to strengthen our bond even thousands of kilometers away. Being honest, showing care and compassion are values that we have that helps us to balance ourselves, that helps us to be balanced in our relationships. Forgiving those who hurt us, especially in our lives. There will be many people who hurt us, even are the ones closest to us. And hugging is also a great way to release that feeling of hate or scorn that one has. It's a good way, and it 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 releases anger, and it releases hate, and it builds love in a sense that we are caring, and it balances us. It balances us a lot, right? All right, so that's how you harmonize relationships, and that's how we build relationships with one another. That's how we maintain internal balance, and that's how we show love and compassion for another. Through love and compassion, only through love and compassion can we be balanced. Only through trust, honesty with ourselves, self-care can we balance. All right. I have two quotes. I know it's ending a bit early, but I have two quotes to end off my session. And then after that, we'll go into Team FD, what it is, how it is. Yeah. My first quote is how balance comes from within you. How balance comes from within you, right? So balance is not something you find, but something you create. And this is something I explained at the start, where balance is there in everybody. Balance is something that everyone has, right? It's something that is given to us, God given to us, you could say. It's something that everyone has, but it's hidden. You need to be able to activate it. You need to be able to optimize it. You need to make the best use of it. It's there. It's in your heart. Everyone has a heart which they can feel with, which they can love with, and which they can also hate with. Balancing between love and hate and finding serenity amongst the peace is something we can create. Serenity, too much love is also bad, just to let you know. Too much love can cloud your judgment. Too much hate can cloud your judgment as well by a lot. Cause us to do impulsive decisions. And that can often lead to trouble and regret. Yeah. So balance is actually something that we create. We have to build the serenity. Only we can do it. No one else can do it for that. Sure, they can guide us to it. See how I find my peace. How do I find my peace then? If only I can do it. What I do is whenever I feel distressed, whenever I feel angry, I go out for a cycling. I put on my earbuds. I listen to some calming music. I go out for a cycle, and I disconnect myself from everything. Issues at home, disconnect myself. Issues at work, stress, disconnect myself. Studying, stress, disconnect myself. I just dive deep into the world of cycling. I just focus on that. I come back and I say I'm ready to tackle it one problem at a time. Right. So that's what I do. And that's how I create that serenity in me to find balance. Right. Serenity basically just means the bridge or the balance that we have. Okay. And through that balance, I find my purpose. I find when I have that clarity, I know what I'm meant to do. I know what I'm called to do, and I will put in my best effort at it. So I hope that you guys can too as well. And in life, we will fail. We will fail every day. We will feel like maybe our purpose is not for us. Maybe we'll feel useless. Sometimes you call yourself useless. Sometimes your loved one calls you useless. Sometimes your boss or maybe your teacher says you're really bad at this. You can't do this. You're useless. But as Albert Einstein said, life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. And it's very true in life. Yeah, I mean, it is about life, and so it's very true. It relates to us deeply. It resonates with us in everything that we do. When we fall, we pick ourselves up, we run again, we fall again, we pick ourselves up, and we run again and again, and the cycle keeps repeating until we die. And we don't know what happens after we die. Maybe the cycle will keep repeating. Maybe we'll find eternal peace and balance. But yeah, until that day, from birth, from the day we started to talk, from the day we started to walk, we fall, we pick ourselves up, and we run. And that's how you find balance. And to pick yourself up, you need balance. If you're angry, you'll stay down. If you're too happy, you might just build that sense of ego in you, and it can lead to another level of disaster. So with that, I would like to conclude the session of balance and move on to Team FD. So as you all know, fundamental decisions has, and I would like to just briefly explain my journey with Team FD. So Team FD. So I first started with Team FD in about 2020. I was asked to build a small program. So I'm one of the leads of XT034, the gaming hut. We build games, we teach sessions. We actually just led a STEM workshop for Team FD today, where we taught people who've never even heard of coding before, never even done coding before, to build a full-fledged maze game, and some of them actually have. And we do a lot of that. We built the website for Team FD, and I'm one of the members for that. And I started in 2020, where I first built the extraction for the workshops they had. I built an extraction code. We extracted data from Padlet, and we displayed it. And after that, I had joined the ADE01 program, where I managed to get a lot of skills, like the presentation skills I have today, the slide making skills I have today. If you look at my slides back then, it was all garbage. It was like all over the place, very messed up, garbage kind of slides. But with the skills that I have managed to get from that ADE01 show, I have been able to push myself further than I have ever. I also started joining in the XT034. We built in the 60 days game, the first game that we ever launched. Then we started working on other games like Honey 13 and so on. We've launched some other games. We built 2 websites, one for Gaming Hub, one for fundamental decisions, and one mini one for P034. Right? We'll get into what those are later on. And that's what I've done, right? That's what I've done that's what we've done. That's what I've done for Team FD, and that's what Team FD has done for me. They have given me values, a lot of values, and I've gotten a lot of resilience because I wasn't this really resilient before. I used to fail a lot of the coding I did. I had no idea how to do coding before 2020, actually 2021, and Team FD pushed me to do that. So that's what happened. Yeah. So now we'll be going to the 4 pillars of Team FD, where I will ask the program leads of Team FD to come and share a bit on what they've done, what their session is about. So we have 4 verticals with us, 4 pillars of Team FD, I would say. One is the program office, led by Miss ADE23, who is not here. The Johari space, led by Miss Lin91. Workshops by DAV79, and the learning space by Mr. SAHN. So first off, we will go through the learning space. So I will just pass the mic over to Mr. SAHN. Mr. SAHN, could you share something? Okay, so Mr. SAHN is no longer here with us. Okay. Miss INN6, would you be able to share something on the learning space?
Okay, Manjif, the learning space is, as mentioned here, an international community of children who come together once a week. We hold sessions once a week. It's about like 1.5 hours to 2 hours, depending on how many members are present. And we have a timetable, or we have a schedule according to which we discuss the topics. There are a couple of adult facilitators to help the children. I hope there is no noise on my side, right? Is there any disturbance?
No disturbance.
Okay. So there are a couple of facilitators to help the children carry on with the session, but it's mostly the show is run by the children themselves. There's an ambassador, and he coordinates things, and then we have they discuss on various topics and relevant to the day-to-day lives, which is out beyond and beyond this. What what they learned at school is also discussed, the important things which they learn, so that they come to know about what each others have learned, and they ask questions to each other, and then they learn some basic life skills like finance and some language skills, foreign languages, and then they have some challenges, weekly challenges that they have to work on, which helps them think critically, or think out of the box, come up with innovative answers. Most of the answers, for instance, this month our topic was gardening and farming, and we were giving them very questions which cannot be googled, and if you give like predictable answers, questions which have predictable answers, children can easily Google and paste it. So we were coming up with how to give questions which they cannot easily Google, how they can use their mind, how to think and come up with their solutions, so that it will encourage their thinking capabilities, and their answers were very interesting. Sometimes quixotic, but interesting, always interesting. And now we have another session. We have already started another session. It's been more than a month now, on Sunday also. So it is yet to run smoothly. Still, there is some teething trouble with that particular session. And then as part of the TLS, we have the clubs like language, Mind Your Language, Animation Club, and the Techno Monks, which MIHF has already mentioned. And the Mind Your Language, we learn two foreign languages as of now, which is German and Chinese. And animation is yet another creative platform where we come together and draw, and we try to come up with creative drawings and ideas for the gaming hub and other sides aspects of needs of FT. So that's all from the learning space. Thank you. Thank you, Manager.
Okay, thank you, Miss INN6. Now we'll move on to the next part, which is the workshops. So Mr. DAV79, would you share something about the workshops?
Hi, yeah, am I audible?
Yes.
All right. So at the workshops, we basically push people. Again, not everybody wants to be pushed, but people who come in for the workshops are usually people who seek process improvement, changes. It's like a gym where you need to work out. And here in the workshops, we get people to work out their minds. A few topics that we have to work out are related to business, where companies, organizations seek to improve their personnel, their employees in a very quick manner. And one of the ways we do this is by inducing critical thinking and also inducing creativity. Of course, accountability being our core engagement game. And this is something that we do for workshops. But in addition to workshops, we also have, sorry for this. In addition to workshops, we also have experiments. We do social experiments where these experiments are pushing the borders of every individual. Most of the individuals, they come on board because they're afraid, they have a lot of stress, or they do come on board seeking peace or purpose. And we push them to discover and explore themselves through cognitive behavioral therapy. It's not clinical psychology, but it's behavioral treatments that we apply using at work for individuals mostly. And many of them do find a temporary inspiration, a temporary relief out of their problems that they have. Most of the programs that we have around us are all focused on CBTs, role plays, simulations, and that's how we get people to discover what they haven't discovered yet. We're working this with the Singapore government. We're working this with a few other entities, organizations, including McDonald's, including ExxonMobil, a few companies just to highlight. But this is just a few of them, and there's a lot of opportunity for everyone across all parts of the world. So we're ready to explode there. That's all from my side, Chef. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Mr. DAV79. The next part will be the program office part. Miss Lin, could you help to cover that part?
Yes, okay, so I will brief very quickly about the program office. So within Team FD, program office is like a control tower. It means that is the core function to help set up all the business processes, all the material, streamline all the process, and then build up a pipeline for a business. So program office is doing that for Team FD, and it's also their job to help and support startup and SME, micro SME, in building up their business pipeline, strategize the business activity, and then from there how to push the growth of the startup or of the other businesses. So program office is right now having an initiative called the Problem at Work. So at Problem at Work, we do provide insight and some understanding about different industries in the world. So far, we already cover confectionery industry. We are on the tea industry. We also cover gaming industry, logistic industry also. So for different industries, we provide an insight from members who are working under the industry. What are the challenges? What are the difficulties that they are facing up with? And then we provide a new look from the millennial. We have a set of millennial students who will help to provide a fresh look, provide some solution, and we all discuss what is the future of each industry. So it helps a lot for both students who are studying and who are the future of the industry, and also for the businesses themselves to have a different view and perspective. How can they move from here, and how can they develop themselves from here, how to evolve themselves with the help of technology. So that's what program office does. And the session of Problem at Work is right now happening every week, and will be very welcome to all the new members, either students or industry experts, to join and keep sharing.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Lin. So that's what the program office does. And now for our last pillar, we have the Johari space. So would you mind sharing a bit about the Johari space?
Yeah, sure. So for the Johari space is a little bit different than the other program. This is a long journey for each individual to discover and understand themselves. And here we provide a platform and mechanism for members to understand and discover more of themselves through the eyes of the others. So let's imagine that the pursuit for the question of who we are lie in a big picture, and there are lots of different small puzzle pieces in the picture. Your perspective about yourself is one piece of it. How your parents see you is another piece of it. How your colleagues, how your friends, everyone else around you have a different perception, a different perspective about you, and all of the ideas and comments from others contribute a piece to the full picture of who you are and who else you can be in the future. So in Johari space, we provide the platform for members to take it easy, take time to relax, to do some reflection on your own, to calm your busy mind, and to do some a focus towards your inner self, to explore more on the inner force within you. And it's like a 360 understanding about who you are, what you really love to do in life, what is your purpose in life, how to incorporate what you love to do into every single things that you are doing right now. We do have a version for small kids from 7 to 9 to 15 years old. We do have a version for adult people, and we also have a version for corporate company. For corporate and company, the purpose is to help company push their employees and map their employees, how to make all the team member motivated, self-motivated, and how to push them to perform at their full potential at work. Not only about the skill, but also about the character and how to build up a strong character, improve the decision making in an individual scope. And we also provide skill metric and evaluation for an individual to see how much they progress through times. What is the trigger point? What is the trigger factor that help them to gain a better realization, an improvement? So for the last month, we did the same for SIT student. We have around 43 students in a workshop. The workshop is about how to manage project. It's about project management, and we do provide 5 key skills for a project manager. We evaluate them through all the activity they join in the workshop, through their questions. We evaluate the why, the what, and the how question, and also we provide some quiz and some pop-up question for them to see how what is the nature of their thinking process, how do they deal with emotion, and how to push them on the critical thinking level. So that's what Jewelry Space do. It's like a program that run at the background to analyze your character, your skill, and map yourself along the journey of self-development. That's all from myself.
Okay, thank you, Miss Lin. All right, so now we'll be just going to the Padlet for a quick how do you feel? So go on to the link that we have sent onto the Zoom chat and quickly just type a how do you feel onto, okay. Is there a how do you feel here? Quickly just, all right, so let me just add a quick how do you feel? And you can type your response, how you felt today. What were your emotions? What did you take away from the session today? So just type it here in this comment box here. Just say maybe 2 or 3 things you were happy for that you attended today. So the link is, I'll send it once again onto the chat box. All right, we'll give everyone about 5 minutes to do so, and then we can end the session. Okay, I see some responses here. So I will say thank you everybody for attending this session. It was a real pleasure to have you all here. Hopefully we'll see you all the next session as well. So have a good night everybody. Yeah. Take care. Good night. Thank you for all your input. Okay, goodbye everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye bye. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Okay, Share and everyone. See you next session.